Ananas Scavengers, Pineapple here, and today we are reading The Butter Battle Book by Dr. Seuss. Now, in the absolute worst case scenario, I do have this book physically right next to me. On the last day of summer, 10 hours before fall, my grandfather took me out to the wall. For a while he stood silent. Then he finally said, very sad shake of his very old head. As you know, on this side of the wall we are Yuks. On the far other side of this wall live the Zooks. And my grandfather said, it's high time you knew the terribly horrible thing that Zooks do. In every Zook house and in every Zook town, every Zook eats his bread with the butter side down. But we Yuks, as you know, when we breakfast or sup, spread our bread, Grandpa said, with the butter side up. That's the right honest way, Grandpa gritted his teeth. You can't trust a Zook who spreads bread underneath. Zook must be watched. He has kinks in his soul. That's why, as a youth, I made watching my goal, watching Zooks, with the Zook watching Butter Patrol. In those days, of course, the wall wasn't so high. I could look any Zook square in the eye. If he dared to come close, I could give him a twitch with my tufted prickly snickberry switch. For a while that worked fine. All the Zooks stayed away, and our country was safe. Then one terrible day, a very rude Zook by the name of Van Itch snuck up and slingshotted my snickberry switch. My broken off itch and my head hung in shame. To the chief Yukaroo in great sorrow I came. But our leader just smiled. He said, you're not to blame. Those Zooks will be sorry they started this game. We'll dress you right up in a fancier suit, and we'll give you a fancier slingshot to shoot. He ordered the boys in the back room to figure how to build me some sort of triple sling jigger. With my triple sling jigger, I sure felt much bigger. I marched to the wall with great vim and great vigor, right up to Van Itch with my hand on the trigger. I'll have no more nonsense, I said with a frown, from Zooks who eat bread with the butter side down. Van Itch looked quite sickly. He ran off quite quickly. I'm unhappy to say he came back the next day in a spiffy new suit with a big new machine, and he snarled as he said, looking frightfully mean, you may fling those hard rocks with your triple sling jigger, but I also now have my hand on a trigger. My wonderful weapon, the jigger rock snatch him, will fling him right back just as quick as we catch him. We'll have no more nonsense. We'll take no more gup from you yolks who eat bread with the butter side up. I have failed, I sobbed as I made my report. Peru in the headquarters fort. He just laughed. You've done nothing at all of the sort. Our slingshots have failed. Those old fashioned stuff. Slingshots, dear boy, are not modern enough. All we need is some newfangled kind of a gun. My boys in the back room have already begun to think of a walloping with zinger one. My bright boys are thinking they're on the right track. We'll think one up quick and we'll send you right back. They thought up a great one, they certainly did. They thought up a gun called the Kickapoo Kid, which they loaded with powerful Puadoo powder, and ant eggs and beefsteaks and deep fried clam chowder. He carefully trained a real smart dog named Daniel to serve as our country's first going and toting spaniel. Daniel the Kickapoo Spaniel and I marched towards the wall with our heads held high. One cheered, heard, and their cheers for the sky. Fight, fight for the butter side up, do or die. We did we didn't quite die, but we did get worsted, poor Daniel and I. Vanich was there too, and he, the old pig, he said, the old pig, the boys in my back room invented this rig. Oh, the 8-nozzled elephant-toted boom blitz. It shoots high explosive sour cherry strumpets. Will put your dumb Kickapoo kid on the fritz. For Daniel and I were scared out of our wits. Once more, Vanit Once more by Vantage I was bested and beat. Once again I limped home from the wall in defeat. I dragged and I sagged. My spirits were low as I thought that they could go. When I heard a boom bam and a diddly dee do, and our butterhop band marched up over the hill. Oh, the chief Ukuru had sent them to meet me, along with the right side up song girls to greet me. And they sang, "Oh, be faithful, believe in thy butter," and they lifted my spirits right out of the gutter. "My boy," smiled the chief Ukuru, "we've just voted and made you a general. You've been promoted. Your pretty new uniform's ready. Get in it. The big vote is coming, and you're going to begin it. That's more. Oh, this time you are certain to win it, my boys in the back room have. And they found how. Just wait till you see what they've puttered up now. They're a great new machine. You'll fly over that wall. When clapper goes butter down, Zooks one and all. Boys in the back room, sure know how to putter. They made me a thing called the utterly sputter. Then I jumped aboard with my heart all aflutter and steered toward the land of the upside down butter. This machine was so modern, so frightfully new. No one knew quite exactly just what it would do. But it had several faucets that sprinkled blue goo, which somehow would sprinkle the zoops as I flew and gum up that upside down butter they chew. It's racing pell-mell when I heard a voice yell, "If you sprinkle us zooks, you'll get sprinkled as well." Then it had a sputter exactly like mine, and yelled, "My blue gooer is working just fine. I'm here to say that if Ukes can goo Zooks, you better forget it, 'cause Zooks can goo Ukes." I flew right back home, and as you may have guessed, I was downright despondent, disturbed, and depressed. I saw just as soon as I stepped back on land, so were all of the girls of the Butter Up Band. The chief drum majorette, Ms. Yuki Ansu, said that was a pretty sour flight that you flew, and the chief Yukuru has been looking for you. I raced to his office. The place was a sight. "Have no fears," said the chief. "Everything is all right. My bright backroom boys have been brighter than bright. They've thought up a gadget that's newer than new. It is filled with mysterious moo like a moo, and blow all those zooks clear to Salamagoo. They've invented the Bitsy Big Boy Boomeroo. You just run to the wall like a nice little man. Drop this bomb on the Zooks just as fast as you can. Order all yokes to stay safe underground, or the Bitsy Big Boy Boomeroo is around. And I raced for that wall with the bomb in my hand. I noticed that every last yook in our land was obeying our chief Yokaroo's grim command. And all bravely marching with banners of flutter down a hole for their country and right side up butter. When grandfather found me, he grabbed me. He said, "You should be down in that hole, and you're up here instead. Perhaps this is all for the better, somehow. You will see me make history right here, and right now." Grandpa left up that wall with a lopulous leap, and he cleared his horse throat with a populous beep. He screamed, "Here's the end of that terrible town full of Zooks who eat bread with the butter side down." At that very instant we heard a clup clup, a beat on the wall, and old Vanage leapt up, the boys in his back room, and made him one too. In his fist was another big boy Boomeroo. "I'll blow you," he yelled, "into pork and wee beans. I'll butter the side up you to small smithereens." "Grandpa!" I shouted. "Be careful! Oh, gee! Who's gonna drop it? Will you, or will he?" "Be patient," said Grandpa. "We'll see. We will see." The end. That was a good book. Sorry, halfway through, but I can't really do that. I I I don't have a great camera stuff. Anyways, see you next time, scavengers.